Start where you are now. What if I told you that every single day you wait for the perfect moment, you're actually moving backwards in life? Right now, as you're watching this video, someone with fewer resources, less experience, and more obstacles than you is taking action, while you're still planning. Today, we're demolishing the biggest lie you've been telling yourself. The lie that says, I'll start when I'm ready. I'll begin when I have more money. I'll act when the timing is perfect. Here's the brutal truth. The perfect time will never come. But the right time? That's right now. This very moment. By the end of this video, you'll discover 10 life-changing arguments that will shatter your excuses forever. You'll learn from real people who started with nothing and achieved everything. You'll walk away with practical tools to begin your journey today. So pay attention, because what you're about to learn could be the difference between a life of regret and a life of achievement. In this video, we will discuss some argument, real-life example, command, prohibition, analogy, micro-practice, example, life application, life rise, the decline of life to help you. Picture this scenario. Two people have the same dream. One spends 5 years planning the perfect strategy. The other starts immediately with an imperfect plan. Guess who succeeds first? Here's what'll shock you. The person who started with the worst plan often achieves more than the person with the perfect strategy, who never begins. But here's the kicker. Every minute you spend waiting for ideal conditions is a minute someone else uses to get ahead. While you're preparing, they're already winning. I'm about to reveal the 10 reasons why starting now beats waiting forever. And by the end, you'll never make excuses about timing again. Argument 1, perfect conditions never exist. Let's start with reality. Perfect conditions are a myth. There will always be something missing, some obstacle in your way, some reason to delay. If you wait for perfect weather, you'll never go outside. If you wait for perfect health, you'll never exercise. If you wait for perfect knowledge, you'll never start learning. The most successful people in every field started with imperfect conditions. They began with what they had, where they were, with what they knew. Perfection is the enemy of progress, and progress is the enemy of procrastination. Argument 2, taking action creates clarity. Here's something fascinating. You can't think your way to clarity. You can only act your way to clarity. When you start moving, even in the wrong direction, you gather information. You learn what works. You discover what doesn't. But when you sit still, planning endlessly, you learn nothing. You gain no new information. You make no real progress. Action creates feedback. Feedback creates learning. Learning creates improvement. Improvement creates success. The path becomes clear only when you start walking. Argument 3, momentum is everything. Newton's first law states, objects in motion stay in motion. Objects at rest stay at rest. This applies to humans too. When you're moving, it's easier to keep moving. When you're stopped, it's harder to start. Starting creates momentum. Momentum creates energy. Energy creates motivation. Motivation creates more action. But waiting creates inertia. Inertia creates doubt. Doubt creates fear. Fear creates more waiting. Which cycle do you want to be in? Real life example 1, Sarah Blakely and Spanx. Let me tell you about Sarah Blakely, who started with just $5,000 and an idea. She had no business, no fashion background, no manufacturing knowledge, no retail connections, but she had something more powerful than expertise. she had the courage to start where she was. Sarah cut the feet off her pantyhose to create a prototype. She researched manufacturers in the yellow pages. She pitched her product to department stores herself, while others were waiting for the perfect business plan, the ideal investors, the right connections. Sarah was taking action. Result? She built Spanx into a billion-dollar company, all because she started with what she had, where she was, when she could. Sarah later said, "I didn't know what I didn't know, and that was my advantage. If I had known how hard it would be, I might never have started." Argument 4. Waiting kills dreams. Every day you wait, your dream gets smaller, your excuses get bigger, your fear gets stronger. Time doesn't make dreams easier. It makes them seem more impossible. As days pass, you start believing you're too old, too late, too unprepared. Dreams have expiration dates. Not because opportunities disappear, but because dreamers stop dreaming. The graveyard is full of people who waited for the perfect moment that never came. Argument 5. Imperfect action beats perfect inaction. A mediocre plan, executed immediately, will always beat a perfect plan that never starts. Here's why. Imperfect action gives you results. Results give you data. Data helps you improve. Improvement leads to success. Perfect inaction gives you nothing. No results, no data, no improvement, no success. You can't steer a parked car, but once you start moving, even slowly, you can adjust direction, you can change course, you can reach your destination. Argument 6. Your current resources are enough. You don't need more money to start. You need to start to get more money. You don't need more knowledge. To begin, you need to begin. To gain more knowledge, you don't need more time. To act, you need to act. To create more time, every successful person started with less than they thought they needed. They made do with what they had and built from there. Your current resources are your starting point, not your limitation. Argument 7. Competition doesn't wait. While you're waiting for the perfect moment, your competition is moving. They're gaining ground. They're capturing market share. They're building relationships. Every day you delay is a day they advance. Every week you hesitate is a week they improve. Every month you procrastinate is a month they succeed. The market doesn't pause for your preparation. Opportunities don't wait for your readiness. Success doesn't delay for your convenience. Start now, or watch others win the race you were afraid to enter. Real-life example 2. Colonel Sanders' late start. Here's an incredible story about starting late, but starting anyway. Colonel Harlan Sanders was 65 years old when he started KFC. Most people that age are thinking about retirement, not starting a business. He had just received his first Social Security check for $105. He was broke, living in a small apartment with nothing but a recipe for fried chicken. Sanders didn't wait for better circumstances, more money, younger age, or perfect health. He started with what he had, a recipe and determination. He drove around the country in his old car, sleeping in the back seat, cooking his chicken for restaurant owners, trying to sell his recipe, rejection after rejection, 1,009 failures before his first success. But he started where he was, with what he had. At age 65, today, KFC operates in over 25,000 locations across the globe, all because one man refused to wait for perfect conditions. Argument 8. Learning happens through doing. You can read every book, watch every video, take every course, But until you start doing, you're not really learning. Real learning happens when theory meets reality, when knowledge meets application, when preparation meets action. The school of experience is the only school that teaches you what you really need to know to succeed in your field. Books give you information, but action gives you education. And education is what creates transformation. Argument 9. Fear grows with time. Fear is like a plant. The longer you water it, with delay and doubt, the bigger it grows. When you first have an idea, fear is small, manageable, conquerable. But as time passes, without action, fear grows stronger. It develops roots in your mind. It creates stories about why you can't succeed. It builds walls between you and your dreams. The only way to kill fear is to starve it of time and attention by taking immediate action. Action is fear's kryptonite. The moment you move, fear starts to shrink. Argument 10. Regret is worse than failure. At the end of your life, you won't regret the chances you took, the risks you embraced, the actions you attempted. You'll regret the chances you didn't take, the dreams you didn't pursue, the actions you never attempted. Failure is temporary, but regret is permanent. Failure teaches you, but regret haunts you. You can recover from failure, but you can't recover the time you lost waiting for perfect conditions. Small exercise 1. The 5-minute start. Right now, think of something you've been postponing. Set a timer for 5 minutes and start immediately. Don't plan, don't prepare, don't research. Just begin for 5 minutes only. This breaks the inertia, creates momentum, and proves to yourself that starting is possible right now. Small exercise 2. The resource inventory. Make a list of everything you have right now. Money, skills, time, connections, knowledge, tools. Don't focus on what you lack. Focus on what you possess. You'll be surprised how much you already have to begin your journey. Application in life, career change. Change careers? Don't wait until you have the perfect degree, the ideal experience, the complete skill set. Start by learning one new skill. Take one course. Make one connection in your desired field. Do this while keeping your current job. Small steps, taken consistently, will get you there faster than waiting for the perfect moment to make a dramatic change. Application in life, starting a business. Want to start a business? Don't wait for the perfect business plan. Unlimited funding. Complete market research. Start with one customer. Solve one problem. Make one sale. Test your idea. In the real world, with real people. You can adjust and improve as you go. But you can't succeed if you never start. Application in life, health and fitness. Want to get healthy? Don't wait for the perfect workout plan, the ideal gym membership, the complete nutrition knowledge. Start with one push-up, one healthy meal, one 10-minute walk. Build from there. Gradually and consistently. Perfect health plans. Executed never. Don't work. Imperfect health plans. Executed daily. Transform lives. Rise of life example. Meet Jennifer, a single mother, working 2 jobs with a dream of becoming a photographer. She had no expensive camera, no formal training, no portfolio, no connections in the industry. Instead of waiting for better circumstances, Jennifer started with her smartphone, taking pictures of her neighborhood, her children, her daily life. She posted them online, asked for feedback, learned from criticism, improved her technique, one photo at a time. Within 6 months, she was getting paid assignments. Within a year, she quit one job. Within 2 years, she was a full-time professional photographer. All because she started where she was, with what she had, when she could. Fall of life example. Now meet Robert, a talented musician with dreams of recording an album. For 5 years, Robert waited for the perfect recording studio, the ideal producer, the complete song collection, the right band members. He researched equipment, studied the industry, planned his strategy, but never recorded a single song. Meanwhile, musicians with less talent but more action were releasing albums, building fan bases, creating careers. By the time Robert finally felt ready, the music industry had changed calm. His moment had passed. His dream died. Not from lack of talent, but from lack of action. Command 1. Destroy your timeline. Throw away your timeline. For when you'll be ready. Ready is not a date on the calendar. Ready is a decision you make right now. Command 2. Start before you're ready. Make this your new motto. I start before I'm ready. Because readiness is a moving target that you'll never reach if you keep waiting. Command 3. Take one action today. Before this video ends, commit to taking one specific action toward your goal today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Prohibition 1. Never say when I have more time. Ban this phrase from your vocabulary. When I have more time, time is not something you find. Time is something you make. Prohibition 2. Never wait for permission. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission to start your journey. You don't need approval. You need action. Prohibition 3. Never postpone due to fear. Fear is not a reason to delay. Fear is a sign that what you're doing matters to you. Feel the fear and start anyway. Analogy: the airplane runway. Starting your journey is like an airplane taking off from a runway. The plane doesn't wait for perfect weather, zero wind, ideal conditions. It uses the runway it has available and adjusts course during flight. Your life is the runway. Your dreams are the destination, but you'll never arrive if you never take off. Analogy: the seed in the ground. A seed doesn't wait for perfect soil, ideal rainfall, optimal temperature. It starts growing with whatever conditions it finds itself in. Some seeds grow into mighty trees, others struggle, but the seeds that wait for perfect conditions never grow at all. Be the seed that starts growing right now, in whatever soil you find yourself in. What we learned from this video: today we discovered that perfect conditions never exist, and waiting for them is a recipe for regret. We learned that action creates clarity, and momentum creates success. We saw how starting where you are with what you have is always enough. We explored examples like Sarah Blakely, who built a billion-dollar company with $5,000, and Colonel Sanders, who started KFC at age 65. Most importantly, we learned that the perfect time is always now. The right place is always here. The best resources are always what you have. Remember this moment right now as you're listening to these words. This is your perfect time. This is your ideal moment. This is when you start. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you have more money, more time, more knowledge. Right now. Your future self is depending on the decision you make. In the next 60 seconds, will you choose action or will you choose more waiting? Every success story starts with someone who decided to begin despite imperfect conditions, despite incomplete preparation, despite their fears. Your story can start right now with one small step, one tiny action, One simple decision to stop waiting and start doing.
The world is waiting for what you have to offer, but it won't wait forever, and neither should you.
So here's my challenge.
Before you watch another video, before you scroll to something else,
Take one action toward your goal right now.
send that email, make that call, write that first page, take that first step.
Your future depends on it. Thank you for watching.
If this video inspired you to start, share it with someone who needs to hear this message.
And remember, the perfect time will never come.
But the right time is always now. Start where you.
Use what you have, do what you can, and watch your life transform before your eyes. Your journey begins with a single step. Take it now. Thank you for spending these few minutes with us today. We hope something here touched your heart and reminded you of your own strength. Now we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What part spoke to you the most? How will you carry it into your life? Your voice matters. And when you share, you inspire more than you know. If this video gave you value, please like, subscribe, and pass it on to someone who might need this message today. Your support means the world to us. It helps us keep creating content that uplifts, encourages, and empowers. Until next time, stay inspired, stay growing, and never stop believing in your dream. Thank you.